So, sir, it's three, two, one. You are live now. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, friends and the viewers, and welcome to Live Pharma Coalition, a global knowledge platform for pharma professionals. As you know, Live Pharma Coalition creates a platform where the subject matter experts come and share their views on current challenges and opportunities across pharmaceuticals. And today's episode is a global episode on global leadership, and we are going to understand about the opportunities and regulatory norms of Nigeria market, one of the biggest market in African countries. So before going to the exact session, let me give a brief overview of our Live Pharma Coalition, introduction of Live Pharma Coalition. Just a global knowledge platform for pharma professionals. As you know, Live Pharma Coalition is a knowledge platform for pharma professionals, a networking platform. We have around 30 plus core team members and 200 plus speakers who come and share their views regarding current challenges. Executive members, and recently we have conducted our LPC 100 conclaves, which was a grand success, and taking the lead and learning from that, we are very shortly coming out with LPC 2.50. These are some of the eminent speakers who graced the occasion during LPC 100 conclave. We are thankful to them. This is our women leadership team who is always there to support us, share their views. And as I mentioned, LPC Pharma Conclave Ahmedabad, where some of the eminent speakers we are expecting: Mr. Ganesh Nayak, Managing Director Zydus, Mr. Venugopal Vijendran from Intas Pharmaceuticals, Mr. Ashok Bhatia, Mr. Hitesh Upreti, and Mr. Sai Sudha Patro. So we are awaiting, and we'll give you detail about the dates and venue very soon. So with that, would like to thank Imagica Health for their continuous support in live streaming our program, and come to today's session, which I told pharma regulatory and opportunities in Nigerian market. And to share their views, we have Mr. Prasenjit Banerjee, consultant Numa, Nina Singhal ma'am, business head Genesis, and with me we have Mr. Arpan Kumar Paul as a co-panelist and Praveen Pandey as a co-panelist. So welcome all. With that, I will stop sharing the session, and we have a surprise entry today of Mr. Pramod Kumar Rajput sir, Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput sir. He is the Vice President Sales and Marketing in Kedila International Business. Sir, thank you very much for joining us. As you have joined exactly at 11 o'clock, we would like to know from you, what is your view on Nigeria market, sir?
Okay, so good morning to all the viewers. I'm so sorry, but I'm driving, but I don't want to miss this wonderful opportunity given by Yashwanji. Nigeria market is one of the very wonderful market, because from last 3 months I have taken over the 25 countries, the African countries. Once I went to the Nigeria market, I saw that it's a blend of both. It's a blend of prescription market. At the same time, it's a blend of lot of trading market. And the Nigeria market has been bifurcated into part, the eastern part as well as the other part. So Idumuta is one of the market which you can say it is like a Bhagirath Palace. Idumuta is like a Bhagirath Palace, right, where you can do your lot of the trading of the products, and there the rates plays a major role, right. And the second market is Onitsha market. Onitsha market, there are more than 1,000 shops are there. I went there also, right, and I saw that how the trading is happening. But at the same time, it has been driven by the government hospital. There a lot of the government hospitals are there where you have to have a lot of the CMEs meetings and all, and then they allow and then they approve it. Then the product comes into their pharmacy, and then the things happens. Second important thing I like to have, that they are, sorry to say, they are a very bad pay master. Right. So you have to, for anything and everything, you have to shell out some Nigerians this thing, which is very, very important. Unless and until you will not give the money, they will not allow you to further go ahead about it. So which start from the custom office, which start from the immigration office. As soon as you go, they'll start by, have you brought something for me or not? Anyhow, it is a part and parcel of the life. So Nigerian market is the thing when you start working, and the people, they know English very well, right? Probably we are not able to concentrate so well because our English is different, their English is different. But kind of work, the kind of promotion, the kind of marketing, everything is same. There's no difference in that. And the companies, they are flourishing like anything. So this month, tomorrow, I'm going to the Nigerian market to have a complete view from all the different corners of the Nigeria to understand the things, that how the things are. Since we have our subsidiary, I don't want to waste the time in that. So that's the reason I thought that we understand the things and how the things work. But believe you me, it's a wonderful market which can fetch us the wonderful results. Once upon a time, we were doing an excellent business. Gradually we have gone down, so that's why this new opportunity has come to me to build the business of Nigeria market. So thank you, Ashwanji, for
Thank
giving
you,
me
sir.
this
Thank
wonderful
you very much.
opportunity.
So nice of you, sir. Thank you very much for accepting our invite in a very short notice and giving an overview. You have already set the tone for the discussion. Now I invite Praveen Pandey to introduce our first speaker and take the session forward. Praveen ji.
So I want to take your leave if you don't mind, please.
Yes, yes, sir. Go ahead. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Praveen ji, unmute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Good morning to everyone and all viewers. It was good session. It started with PK Rajput sir, and somehow yes, he is true on some part of Nigeria which he talked about. But yes, that is the part and parcel of life. That is also the fact. It's everywhere. Nigeria mostly we called as the blue star of African market. It's one of the biggest market of Africa. Pharma market means the potential is very, very huge and very least problem in currency. Like till now, they have not faced a foreign currency challenge like other countries which has been seen in East Africa. If we'll talk about Ethiopia, if we talk about Zambia, if we talk about even Mozambique, Botswana, the people most are not able to import because they're not able to open LC because the foreign currency is a challenge. So to know many things about Africa, especially particular part of Nigeria, which is not exactly in east, not in even west. The some part of Nigerians they speak in French, and most they are okay with English. But yes, French is also a good spoken part in Nigeria. So here we have two panelists. One is Mr. Nina Singhal and second Mr. Prasenjit Banerjee. So it's my opportunity to introduce, and it's my privilege to introduce Nina ji on screen. She is having more than 20 years experience as a professional in healthcare, and she has previously worked with Beta Batik and Ranbaxy. Furthermore, Nina has significant concentrated work and knowledge about some emerging markets from global, like Latin America, Asia Pacific, and of course Africa. She has worked, across verticals in the international business development in many pharmaceutical companies, and looked after Asia and African market. One more is her real advantage because apart from certification and experience in pharma, she is Indian Nigerian Business Chamber. She is a member for Indian Nigeria Business Chamber of Commerce as WICCI as a president. And this is really a good achievement for her. So congratulations, Nina ji, and welcome on place of LPC. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Praveen ji, for such a warm introduction. And today is a happy moment for me because Nigeria is very close to me. I'm associated with Nigeria since 2017. And this market has always been, like a surprise because more I'm learning, more I think, okay, it is yet to explore. So it's like an ocean. The more I'm diving in, the more I want to find about it. So I'm going to share about Nigeria overview and the regulatory part. I'm going to keep myself intentionally little slow so that, the regulatory part goes well. It is a little more technical. And I would also like to share my presentation. And then I think Prasenjit sir is an expert again who will be talking about the challenges and the opportunities. So basically, I'm going to take over the regulatory part. So I would like to share my presentation.
Ma'am, before that, I request Arpan Paul to introduce our second speaker and overview from him. Then we'll go to presentation.
Sure.
Arpan.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. And coming to another session of Life Pharma Coalition, which is our weekly elixir to learn and develop ourselves and make ourselves a better version. So, taking this forward, we would always like to have speakers on our panel. And today, in fact, I have been bestowed with the opportunity of introducing Mr. Prasenjit Banerjee. In fact, Mr. Prasenjit Banerjee is a graduate in science and pharmacy with a postgraduate diploma in business management and accredited to the SB Academy, Cambridge University. He has got an entrepreneurial executive experience of over 36 years, which includes 16 years of international of quantitative experience in strategic planning, managing sales, marketing, and profit and loss. In fact, he's a visionary thinker with a global perspective and an entrepreneurial drive. He has handed projects and companies which are the greenfield projects, including Aspen in Nigeria, and successfully he has worked in various geographies of the world with multinationals like GSK, AstraZeneca, and Aspen. He has leveraged entrepreneurial ability and skills in translating corporate vision to overcome complex business challenges and delivering high impact decisions. So delivering sustained organizational growth in dynamic and competitive environment and accredited with the new setups, we look forward to learning a lot from Prasenjit sir today on LPC 112. So that's a brief introduction of Prasenjit sir. Now I'll hand it over to Yashwant sir for the next part of the session.
Prasenjit, welcome to LPC. A brief overview of your topic. Prasenjit, brief overview of your topic. What you are going to share with us? Yes.
Okay. See, I have always been saying that I'm still a student. 36 years, I'm still learning. Every day I learn something new comes up and surprises me. So my 36 years of experience, I want to, and expertise I want to share with people who are there, who want to explore Nigeria. I've been there for 16, 17 years in Nigeria itself. And then during the COVID period, I thought that I should come back and settle back to my hometown. And this is a time when I also decided that this is a time when I should help other people to, who want to explore Africa or Nigeria, to help them. And that is how now I am involved in, not only companies, but even people. If somebody wants to, work in Nigeria, or, I give them guidance, I give them the consultancy to, to go to Nigeria. Similarly, companies which are interested to open up Nigeria, or companies which are there already and are finding it difficult for any reason, I give them proper consultancy. Regulatory, is my forte. I have been a part of NAFDAC, which is the regulatory authority in Nigeria. I've been on the board of NAFDAC for some time. So that helps me, to explain before they, go to NAFDAC and, learn about the problems. I give them this thing beforehand. So there is a sort of, understanding which develops. So those are the things that I'm currently involved in. And it's a pleasure for me to share Nigerian perspective from my angle, how I see Nigeria, because it's the second home to me. If India is my first home, Nigeria definitely is my second home. So
thank you. Thank you very much for accepting our invite and being a part of Life Pharma Coalition. So with that, we will go to Nina ma'am now. And I request all the viewers to share their views, share their questions on Facebook and YouTube chat box. Your continuous comments, remarks, and questions encourages us to make it an interactive platform. So with that, I will share the presentation of Nina ma'am. Ma'am, over to you.
Okay, sir. So Nigeria offers a great opportunity for pharma companies. But before that, we really need to understand the nitty-gritties of country's economic, government context, the distributor landscape, and even the regulatory perspective and environment in which it works. So that is how we are going to share our presentation. So Nigeria is also officially called as Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is it is the country based in West Africa. If we see the Nigeria map, it is very clear that Nigeria borders Niger in north and Chad in northwest. Cameroon is in east and Benin is in west. So indirectly, there is again an opportunity here, because we are not, when we are going into Nigeria, we're not only targeting Nigeria as a big market, pharma market, but we are also catering to these small markets. Because these small markets like Chad or Cameroon, they have a close business relation with Nigeria. So we are also targeting to these countries. If we see in Nigeria, it is the most populous country in Africa, which is 216 million. So market size is tremendous, which also gives a good opportunity for us for laying down a pharma business there. It comprises of 36 states. Nigeria's federal capital is Abuja, and the largest city is Lagos. Official language is English, so it although makes more simpler, easier for us to do business in Nigeria. Nigeria is also known as the largest economy in Africa. Nigeria is blessed with tremendous abundance of supply of natural resources like oil, petrol, gas. So something we can say about Africa overall is you either love Africa or you hate Africa, but definitely you cannot ignore Africa. So everyone, be it a European or a regulated market, everyone wants to enter Africa. So Africa is a blue spot, as rightly said by Praveen ji. So if we see the pharma market, that is the Africa pharma market, we will see the growth pattern here. Like from USD 4.7 billion, that was in 2003, it went up to 20.8 billion in 2013. It is expected to grow up to 60 billion by 2023. So thus Africa is a market or is a country which we have to understand, we cannot ignore, and that's how we all are here to help each other. Coming to Nigeria, so second slide, sir. If we see Nigeria pharma market, it is expected to reach about USD 4 billion by 2026. Nigeria market is driven by both prescription and OTC. If you see almost USD 1.9 billion is, we can say it's a prescription, whereas the rest we can say it's OTC. So we have to look both the aspects of Nigeria, that is prescription based and OTC market. Nigeria is also the second biggest market, followed by South Africa. It is also considered a hotspot, followed by North Africa. So as this is one of the biggest and most evolving market, I would say, in Africa. Coming to next slide, I would like to set the context by understanding that if you want to enter Nigeria pharma market, we have to understand regulatory very well. So regulatory aspects is governed by a National Agency for Food and Drug Administration Council, which is also called as NAFDAC. So NAFDAC organization consists of Director General Office followed by 18 directorates. So the drug registration regulatory affairs is led by Professor Moji and Dr. Monica. So they are the key heads in NAFDAC, we can say. Coming to the next slide, let's understand the steps which we have to follow for product registration in Nigeria. So I have divided this in simple 5 steps. The first step is the documentation part. In documentation, we have to first submit an application for drug registration. So let's say if we have azithromycin, then we have, and we have to register azithromycin, then we have to fill up a form for drug registration of azithromycin with its brand name and other details. There is also, we need to submit a power of attorney. Now, power of attorney, we are giving it to the local agent who will carry out our day-to-day activities and will liaise with NAFDAC. Third important document is a trademark ownership letter. This is a similar document what we have in India. In India, as we have our TM or trademark registered, in Nigeria, it is mandatory to have trademark ownership letter. Fourth document is a NAFDAC GMP. So wherever your product is getting manufactured, it has to be approved by NAFDAC. In case the facility is not approved by NAFDAC, then we have to give a letter of invitation to NAFDAC that they are invited to our facility for inspection. Fifth is other documents like pharmaceutical license, COPP, FSC. So these are the documentation part, which is the first step in the registration. Once we have the documentation in place, we will have to have a local agent or a regulatory agency or a distributor who will be our face in Nigeria, who will be licensing with NAFDAC. Local agent or regulatory agency will have to submit certain important documents like business corporation letter, pharmaceutical license, pharmacist license, and other important. These documents are given by your local agent or regulatory agency. Apart from that, the dossier, which is the important point here, it has to follow Ctd format. Now, this Ctd format or this document has to be in searchable, portable document format. This is mandatory requirement. Once we finish our step 1, that is the documentation part, and we submit our document or dossier to NAFDAC, comes step number 2. In step number 2, you will be granted with import permit or label vetting. In Nigeria, you cannot send any samples, any product without import permit. It is mandatory. And I would like to highlight this point to all the listeners that please do not send any sample to NAFDAC without import permit because it will be confiscated. So import permit, once a dossier is submitted, overviewed by NAFDAC, they will be giving us import permit for samples. Step number 3 is submission of samples for laboratory analysis. So once we complete our dossier submission, we get import permit for samples. We have to go, our samples will go to laboratory for its analysis. Now coming to step 4. After all this, after overviewing the dossier and NAFDAC, if they find satisfactory, there is an approval meeting. They will sit down and they will go through a discussion, and then they will give you a notification of registration. That could be a step 5, or they will list you the deficiencies in your document or dossier. So this is how the flow goes. Documentation, import permit for samples, submission of samples for LA or laboratory analysis, product approval meeting, and then either of two, either we are getting a notification of registration or we will get a note of deficiencies of documents which we have in our dossier. Now coming to next slide, sir. So NAFDAC has recently done all the automation for submission. So no more they are accepting any document in hard copy. So they have recently introduced the NAFDAC Automated Product Administration Management System portal, which is an e-portal for the electronic registration of regulated products. This is applicable for all the category: food, drug, pharmaceutical, medical devices, vaccines, biological, API, everything, even veterinary. So this is a very important update from NAFDAC. This has recently updated, probably 6 months back. Coming to next slide, let's see the Ctd format which NAFDAC follows. In module 1, it's a typical Ctd format with 5 modules. Module 1 will have an application form. Module 2 will have a Ctd reports and summaries. Module 3 will consist of quality documents. Module 4 will have non-clinical docs. And Module 5 will have a clinical study reports. Another very important update at this point is introduction of submission windows. This has been recently again updated by NAFDAC. There will be 4 window period per year available to an applicant for the submission of product dossier. Now, the duration of each window will be the first 2 weeks in the first month of each submission cycle or quarter. Submission will be via a link. This is again, everything has to do go through e-filing. There is no more exchange of hard copies here. So this is an important step which NAFDAC has taken up. I would like to just take you through the tariff part. The site inspection, that is by NAFDAC, GMP inspection is USD 10,989 per site. Okay, then coming to the registration fee for per product. So if it is a pharmaceutical product, per product fees is USD 1,252. It is common for, or it is same for herbal and Nutra. Veterinary, it is USD 1,200, and medical devices, it is USD 874. So this is the updated tariff form from NAFDAC. Coming to another important point, that is a Nigeria market overview. Definitely Nigeria throws a lot of opportunities, at the same time a lot of challenges. I think we have Prasanjit sir is the subject matter expert, and he will be taking us through. So I will hand it over to Yashwant sir again.
Thank you very much. Excellent insight and overview you have given regarding the Nigeria market. Very much relevant for all the Indian marketeers who are going to explore the opportunity in Nigeria market. I will hand over to Praveen now for the question answer session.
Thank you so much. Before moving to presenter, Nina has given really good insight, especially including dossier fee, site inspection. So we have one question. Being a marketeer and exporter from India, like you have mentioned, four period of times for window opening, like it could be from January or March or anywhere. So that time we can submit some dossier. How many dossiers can be filed at a time by one applicant in one cycle?
Okay, this is also a very, very important update that has happened recently. One applicant, so let's say if I'm an applicant and I have a list of products, but NAFDAC will not allow me to submit more than 2 products at a time. So as an applicant, I can only file 2 products at a time, that is in 1 quarter. If I have to go for another slot, more additional product, then I have to go to another quarter. So per quarter, per applicant, 2 products. So this is the analogy we can see.
It's 2 products or 2 SKU?
No, even SKU, I think they consider as a different. So per product, like per pack, or like that's how they consider.
One more thing we would like to know.
I think Prasanjit
sir want to share something. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I want to clarify a little bit, because many people will get confused as per applicant. Applicant is not the company in India. Applicant is the company that is filing in Nigeria. Please make a note of that.
Please, yeah.
So if there are 4 companies at one distributor point, there are no 4 applicants. There's only 1 applicant.
Oh, okay.
So that limits your approach to NAFDAC. Which means if there is a very big distributor and he has all the multinational companies, definitely you don't stand a chance to register your product there. Just clarifying the issue of applicant. Sorry for the.
It's really
very relevant point.
It is very, very valid on relevant point. One applicant is the distributor who will be submitting your dossier. So we have to be very careful at this point.
Yeah, it's a really big challenge. The same situation is there in Philippines, but yes, The applicant is the importer only, but they do not have such limitations. Limitations is there, but it's good number. Means one applicant can do 5 to 10 file submission at a time. And window period is there that side also. Ninaji, one more questions arise from one from YouTube. Like
Yes.
you have mentioned about site inspection fee for each line. So generally by other inspectorates or regulatory, mostly at least they keep 2 or 3 lines considered by at a time. Apart from that, after 3 lines, they charge something additional. But here you mean to say in one block, 4 or 5 lines is there. You want to go for one inspection. Example, we are going with oral solid. So that one the fee which you have indicated on the screen, or in one block, 3 or 4 lines are there, like oral solid, oral liquid, and some capsule. That could be considered in that fee structure. But apart from 3 lines, if fourth line you have, then you have to add some more amount in that. So the person wish to know on that, please.
Actually, this is a little bit different from Ethiopia. I think we have discussed this point in Ethiopia. If you have more than 3 lines, we charge. But I think in Nigeria, what we are considering is the dosage form.
Okay.
Right? So they go with the dosage form, solid dosage form, liquid dosage form, injectable. So that's how they consider the site. So if you want to add more dosage form, the more additional fees, consider it as a separate inspection.
Okay. One more I'll take, then yes, sir. Prasenjit, sir.
I want to clarify one more point here again for the benefit of the viewers. Beta lactams are separate.
The same
That
question.
you have to be very careful. If you have a beta lactam line, it is a separate, even if it is in the same premises.
Great.
Although it is not allowed as per GMP, but some people have it by virtue of partition. They have partitions made, but it is not allowed by NAFDAC.
Right.
It will be considered as separate.
As per sir, our understanding, beta lactam block should be complete separate with other block.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the most. Yes.
Right.
Thank you so much. So some questions are still pending, but we would like to hear Prasenjit sir. So session is going to Yashwant sir. And
Yes. So in that now your overview on the market, I'm going to share the presentation, same presentation. Right.
Thank you very much first for this good opportunity, and I think Nina has covered a lot of things for me, so it has made my job very easy. Coming to the market overview, although as rightly pointed out, almost 1.2 billion US dollar market, but actual size is much bigger. It is almost double because there is a 50% of parallel market which exists. Now, this is advantageous and disadvantageous both. Advantageous from the view of, that, all the neighboring countries like Chad, Niger, Togo and all the products go from Nigeria. It's become the hub distribution center for West Africa. So that is number one. The population is, as rightly pointed out, 216 million plus. The healthcare business, is almost like 17 billion US dollars. The current market is, 1.28 billion as far as Pharma is concerned, with a CAGR of almost 9 to 10%. So GDP is $514 billion. As rightly pointed out, there are 21 teaching hospitals, which are very, very important. And government federal medical centers are 32. These are also similar to medical colleges, but it is like, central medical stores in India. Upgraded, after the secondary hospitals. This is the tertiary hospitals, FMCs and teaching hospitals. Number of pharmacies, registered ones are 3,200, but almost there are almost like 10,000 pharmacies around the country. Number of distributors, again, registered is 800, but If you consider all the distributors, it is more than 2,000 distributors. Can I have the next slide, please? Now coming to the therapeutic segments, that is most important as far as selecting products are concerned. Nigeria primarily is a malaria-driven market till now. So anything related to malaria is on a high side. So you will see anti-infectives, which also includes anti-malarials at 25.8%, which is a big chunk. Followed by products which are related to fever. So the OTC segment, if you see, which is 34.7%, has a big chunk of paracetamol, ibuprofen, all these type of NSAID markets also included in it. So if you see the biggest chunk, it is related to malaria and other common infections. The evolving markets are cardiovascular, which is on the rise, which is increasing day by day. Diabetes, which is again increasing day by day. Oncology, which is coming up very, very fast. So these are the markets which are developing very fast. And of course, there are markets like CNS and respiratory and some other markets which are also, other therapeutic segments which are also improving. Can I have the next slide? These are the companies, biggest, companies which are, which are there in Nigeria. The multinationals, of course, we know GSK, Pfizer, Novartis, Roche, Sanofi. They are definitely there. Then coming to the local companies like Emsoff, Fitson, May & Becker. May & Becker there is not the May & Becker which we all know. It is the May & Becker Nigeria. It's a local company. Nimeth, NGC. These are the local companies there. And then some of the major Indian companies which have gone there and doing business like Ranbaxy, which is there. So that is there. AstraZeneca, Janssen, Eli Lilly. Now AstraZeneca has almost closed down its operations. So it is just some of the products they have given to some distributors. Otherwise, they have closed their operations in Nigeria. Janssen and Eli Lilly, they work through distributors. Can I have the next slide, please? Now, coming to import and distribution from India. Now, this is a very important thing because everybody looks, Nigeria from 2 points of view. One is, of course, the huge opportunity of the size of the market which is available. The other is the threat. The threat perception in Nigeria is very, very high. So, one has to be very careful and balanced when they are selecting the products and they are selecting distributors in Nigeria. You have to use your business intelligence to, go to Nigeria. Why I'm saying it that, first is the product selection. Product selection, it's a predominantly generic, dominated market. Generics normally are price sensitive in nature, So, and we are facing competition from China. Apart from the Indian companies, the Chinese companies are also giving a lot of competition as far as pricing is concerned. So one has to be very careful which products they want to, export to Nigeria, because when you are exporting to Nigeria, a generic product, your margins are very thin. So you need to work out whether your margins will be able to, your pricing will be able to work out in Nigeria. TM registration, of course, is there, which is there even in India. The Indian TM registration doesn't hold as far as Nigeria is concerned. NAFDAC registration, Nina has already taken care of, and it is a bit delayed and a bit, the process has become a little bigger, a longer period, so that you have to take in mind that, take into consideration that it will take at least 1.5 years, at least 1 to 1.5 years to get the products registered. Coming to importation, again, there are a lot of, rules and regulations, especially custom related. There are a lot of things, the HS codes are a little different, all those things have to be taken care of. And another point which is to be taken care of is the importation. This thing is LC. It is very difficult at times to open a LC in Nigeria from the local banks. So most of the local companies, the distribution companies, they have their offices outside Nigeria, like Dubai or in UK or anywhere else, in Hong Kong. And they open LCs back to back from those places, which makes the job easy. But for a distributor who is basically based in Nigeria, there can be delay in payments, there can be delay in LCs. In case it is only a Nigerian-based company. Coming to warehousing and distribution. Warehousing and distribution, again, dependent on which person you are choosing. It's very, very important. It's a very high risk country. So one has to be very careful in selecting the distributor. Sometimes the distributors may take the first consignment from you, and after that you will not get any further orders. So I think these are the basic, inner things that I wanted to explain. Next slide, please. This is, of course, the flowchart, from the factory, the export takes place, it comes to the Nigerian port. You may have a distributor, or you may have multiple distributors for the products. And from there, they will have further, mega distributors at each zone in Nigeria. Because Nigeria, there are 4 big markets, as our the person from Katla was saying that, that there are 4 major markets: Onisha, Idumota, Ariara in Aba, and of course, Kano. These are the 4 big markets in Nigeria. And from there, these are the hubs. From there, all over Nigeria, the distribution takes place. And then there are wholesalers, followed by the retailers and hospitals, who have been supplied either directly to the wholesalers or directly through the distributors also. The distribution system is not very well defined. And there is no price control, there is no pricing, there is no MRP. So these make the market a little bit complex. Next slide. So these are the basic, whatever, is there as a basic information. But there are a lot of other, opportunities and challenges which we will take care in our subsequent question and answer sessions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prasanninda, for giving an insight into the market overview. And now I hand over to Arpan for the question answer. Arpan, over to you.
Thank you so much, Yashwant sir. Yes, Prasanjit sir, that was a wonderful presentation and a very good insight about the African market, especially Nigeria. So in fact, our audience has got a lot of questions for you, but personally, I would like to direct 1 or 2 questions towards your presentation on the African markets. So first is, what are the opportunities or challenges in the Nigeria market?
See, coming to the opportunities, it's very evident that it's a huge market. It's a generic-based market, which means you have, a lot of molecules to throw into the market. It's a bigger ring, it's a bigger basket, right from a paracetamol to, a very new molecule. Everything is, acceptable in Nigeria, except that a few molecules are banned for import, which includes, of course, paracetamol, sulfonylurea, dimethoprim, ciprofloxacin. Some of the molecules are banned, but then there are ways and methods to get them also into it by altering the delivery systems. So that is one thing. Then different distribution models are there. Unlike many of the other countries where you have to have your own company registered there, here in Nigeria, you can either have your subsidiary company, or you can have a distributor where you do transfer pricing, give the product to him, and he will do the marketing and everything. The third is you give the product as a CNF to him and you do the marketing. But be careful when you are selecting distributors, because most of these distributors are very preoccupied with a lot of other companies. So when you're giving your products, they don't do justice in marketing to those brands. If those brands sell up by themselves, it is auto sales, then you get a lot of advantage. Otherwise, you don't get that advantage as far as Nigeria is concerned. Then evolving regulatory system, you know, the regulatory system is improving in Nigeria. This is again another opportunity. The fifth is, which you know, very few people know, that each product is registered only for 10 years. That means 2 terms, 5 years and then again 5 years, which means a product can only do 10 years of business. After that, either you get that product manufactured in Nigeria, or you close that brand and register another brand. So these are the opportunity areas which are there. Coming to the challenges, the biggest challenge is it's a very price sensitive market, which means that you have to be very careful on your pricing. Second is the risk is very, very high. If you see Nigeria risk reward, it is 22.8, which is very, very high as far as risk is concerned. Then there is another risk which is of security. Security risk is very high, which makes it, you know, very difficult. Fourth is, of course, you know, the fiscal policy, which keeps changing, you know. As rightly pointed out by the first speaker, you know, for every thing and anything, you know, you'll have to give some nairas out, right from customs to every place, you know. That is another thing. And then another which is point which is limiting the, you know, the opportunity is, you know, the human resource. The employable human resource is very, very limited. So even if you are, you know, employing somebody locally, there is always a chance, you know, of getting a wrong person here. So those, you have to have your own, you know, person who is experienced to be there. And that is how most of the Indians have, you know, landed in Nigeria, because they have to guide, they have to overview the overall, you know, working of the local persons. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. In fact, I'm sure that your answers has really given a lot of insight to the audience regarding the Nigeria markets. Now, we have talked about different business models that have been working out in Nigeria. So I would like to basically know which business model do you think would be very successful in Nigeria?
I think it's a very relevant question and a very good one. And most of the people have been asking this, even when I was in Nigeria, and I used to tell them, although I was working in a distributor company, it was good for me to tell them that come to me and, you know, I will distribute for you, you know. But as I told you, giving it to the distributor on a transfer pricing may not do justice to your product. That is number one. So the best part is a model which is, you know, halfway this side and halfway that side. You don't open your subsidiary there, because opening a subsidiary there is again very cumbersome. So what you do is, you have your own country manager there, and he should be overseeing the business, so that, you know, the business is also taken care of while, you know, the distributor distributes the products. The staff is paid by the distributor on the legally on the papers, but you reimburse it to the distributors, so that the staff is totally under your control. That is the best model as per me. If that is possible as per your budgets, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, during your brief discussion, you said about some of the therapeutic segments also, which we cannot basically file for in Nigeria. So as a suggestion, sir, I would like to know that which are the therapeutic segments which has got the highest business potential in Nigeria?
Biggest is anti-malarials, but it has become very overpopulated, I would say. A lot of products have come in. So if you can do something which is innovative, because ACTs are right now, you know, the the prescription of the day. So if you can do something in the ACTs, like some people have done ACTs with paracetamol, ACTs in disposable tablet, ACTs in effervescent tablet. So those are some of the things that you can think about, followed by antibiotics, which is again a very big market, especially the injectables, the third generation, fourth generation cephalosporins, they are there, and the NSAIDs, anything in the NSAIDs in the pain segment. Now, this is as far as a generic is concerned. Coming to higher end products, if you want to do, onco is a very, very big segment. Hepatitis C is a big segment. If somebody has antivirals, hepatitis C, that's a big segment to be into Nigeria. Cardiovascular, diabetic, but not the common products like atenolol, amlodipine and all that, because these products have lost their sheen because of the pricing. The pricing has become very, very, very difficult for many of the manufacturers to even explain. So this is, I think, the segments which can be considered.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. In fact, you gave a lot of insight regarding the artemisinin combination therapy, especially in an area which is infected with malaria. So that is one important part that you said. Thank you so much for such wonderful answers to the questions that I had. Now I'll hand over to Yashwant sir, whether he has got any questions from YouTube or Facebook. So Yashwant sir, over to you.
Definitely, I'll go to Praveen first to have some questions from Nina ma'am. Yes, Praveen.
Not have some questions. I have plenty. I have
Yes,
got
go ahead.
plenty inquiry
Go
from
ahead.
different online sources. So Nina ji, please आप unmute कर लीजिए. We have talked much about regulatory, market, dossier submission, and multiple things. Till now, we have one gentleman, one exporter has asked one question, that is this mandatory to appoint distributor while submitting dossier? If yes, then what should be the protocol? If not, then if any other sources is there, what should be? Could you find some? It's a direct question. It's a direct help.
Okay. I think this is very, very important question. First, I will address to the first part. Is it important to have a distributor? No, it is not mandatory to have a distributor, but it is very important to have local representation. You have to have somebody from local agency or local company to represent you. Why? Because NAFDAC says, see, if there is any query, any doubt or product related, document related, they can't go back to India, find where we are, and then, so in order to do the licensing work very convenient and, in a proper way, they want to have a local representation. So distributor is one of the option you can have, but it is not mandatory. So what is the solution? The solution is that you can have any regulatory agency, you can have any regulatory representation, or probably a distributor also as your, a face to NAFDAC. I'm working very closely with NUMA, with Prasenjit sir. One of the most important consultation what we are doing is by offering them this platform that they can use NUMA or they can use a local company registered in Nigeria, that is Cyrus Healthcare, as an applicant for them. Now, why this is useful or how this is useful? Because once a product is registered, this company, the regulatory agency, can hand over you your product, your registration certificate, and issue a non like the NOC. You can say there is no objection certificate for you. Rather than if you go for a distributor, there is a hitch here. Sometimes the distributors don't respond very well after the product is registered. They face challenges in the business commercial part. So in order to avoid this, rather you can take up the second route. Also, I would like to address that selection of product is very important, as rightly Prasenjit sir has discussed. So please pay attention to your product selection.
Okay, means they can approach you directly, I should say.
Yeah, welcome.
Great. One more question is there about selling product list. Is NAFDAC has any selling list for the product?
Yes, NAFDAC has issued 36 product list, which is ceiling. What is a ceiling? Ceiling is that they want to encourage this product to be manufactured in local in Nigeria. So please do not take these products for your product registration, as they have already issued the ceiling list. These products are meant to be manufactured locally.
Okay, okay. Definitely off screen, we would like to know what are the product is, because it's 30. We cannot say right now to talk. It's 30 is bigger.
Yes, you can take a basic like ampicillin, amoxicillin, para, basic creams, or ibuprofen. Yes, ibuprofen. So these combinations are under the ceiling list. We should avoid these products for product registration.
Ciprofloxacin,
Ciproflox. Almost like 36 products.
metronidazole.
Yeah.
It's a big list.
These are the products. All common products, all generic products.
Generic products.
One more, presently I'm asking that about control drug. Any type of listed some controlled drug for Nigeria? Like the gentleman is willing to know about tramadol alone as well as in terms of combination with paracetamol. Is there some under control drug or? Yes, please.
Tramadol is not allowed. It is a controlled drug or ban list, whatever you can say it. But please do not, I would not encourage to have tramadol in the list, even in the combination or even as an individual. I think Prasenjit sir can also add on to this point.
For import right now in Nigeria because of international pressures. It comes under narcotics, and there is a quantity which is allowed by Nigeria to import, and Nigeria has already overcome, surpassed that quantity. So it cannot take any more tramadol. So that's why tramadol is banned.
But sir, I think still tramadol is going to Nigeria people. I think that's why the question is coming. There are many shipments happening for tramadol, but let's understand this is not illegal. The right way.
It's illegal and gets caught. The whole consignment can be seized, and the person can be jailed.
Right.
For life.
Oh.
Yeah. The person who is importing and the person who is exporting, both are, they are legally, they can be jailed for life.
So NAFDAC is getting very vigilant. Just for the benefit for all, would request that stay away from such practice.
Tramadol is one thing which is a no-no, and as rightly pointed out by Nina, you should not consider in any form, tramadol in any form.
Okay. One question comes from Mr. Jadip Roy, and he is specified that insert should come through Prasenjit. So I'm sorry, Mr. Arpan, I'm jumping here. I have picked this question. He is willing to know that one product can be registered with multiple names in Nigeria, like rosuvastatin could be with A and B brand name with different importers or what?
Yes, it can be. It's possible. It's possible. Okay. See, in that case, it is two distributors with two products. The same distributor cannot have from the same importer two products of the same kind with two brand names.
Then in that way, we can keep multiple importers in Nigeria.
Definitely, there are companies like Bharat, who have almost like 4 to 5 people whom they supply.
Okay.
Parenterals. They have amoxicillin, clavulanic acid, which is supplied to almost 6 people in Nigeria.
With different brand names.
With different brand names and different. You cannot give it to with the same brand name. One brand name for one distributor only.
Got it, sir. So it's
not distributor but importer. It should be importer.
Yeah, importer. Right? Importer. So it's up to Mr. Arpan if he is reaching any question from FB or YouTube.
Yeah, one question I would like to ask. We heard about the market of Nigeria. Now, what are the major barriers about the market growth in Nigeria?
Nigeria, if you see about Nigeria pharmaceutical industry, the pharmaceutical industry since the last 5 years, we are quoting the same value, that it is 1.2 billion US dollars. You may ask, how is it possible? Is the market not growing? The market is growing. But this, at the same time, the dollar is getting evaluated. Nigeria naira is evaluating. So when even if you're doing business in terms of naira, which is increasing, in dollar terms it is going down. So the biggest problem that Nigeria is facing today is the devaluation of local naira. That is the biggest challenge, because that is causing a lot of the industry is not growing in the pace that it should have grown. Second is, being a price sensitive markets, many of the advanced molecules don't find place immediately. It takes time to accept a new molecule, which is expensive. So, you see the traditional molecules moving more than the new innovative molecules. So it takes time for the doctors to accept any new molecule. So it takes a little bit of time. Traditional is more preferred in Nigeria. So that is another thing which doesn't allow the industry to grow. Thirdly thing, which is not discussed openly, is that many of the Nigerians follow the traditional medicine, herbal medicines. When I say traditional herbal medicine, is not the herbals that we provide. It is a traditional herbal medicine that is available in local Nigerian market. So some concoctions are there, some oils are there, which makes a lot of people, especially of the lower class, who cannot afford medicines, go to those people and buy. So that is another thing which is, when you consider pharma market, these are the challenges which is not there. Then the another point which is there, is, every time there is a election, there's a change, the fiscal policies gets changed. And when the fiscal policies gets changed, a lot of things, go haywire, even the business. So a lot of companies lose business, lose money when such changes happen. So these are the limiting factors as far as Nigeria is concerned.
Fabulous, sir. In fact, you are talking something about the natural therapy. So what do you think of the scope of Ayush in Nigeria? By Ayush, let me explain this. Ayush means Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy. So that's the abbreviation. So what's the scope of this in the Nigeria market?
If you ask me, is something which is, not new to Nigeria. And I think one should give credit to the Nigerian High Commission and the embassy, who are, promoting a lot of these things, and they are encouraging Indian companies, through Pharmaxil, to come out with these type of products. Some of the companies are doing very well now with these products, especially the Ayurvedic herbal medicines, and yoga also is getting, recognized. Of course, homeopathy is something which has not been considered in Nigeria at all. So homeopathy has to be kept separate, but yoga definitely, because of High Commission and embassy, and Ayurvedic also, the naturopathy of India also is developing and is getting, and that is why you saw NAFDAC also has, a special listing consideration for these medicines, where you don't require Ctd dossiers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for giving the insight on all the questions that I collected from this end. So over to Mr. Praveen Pandey, if he has got any more questions.
Again, I have plenty, but I'll reach to Yashwant sir first. If he's having something or new topic or new discussion, new initiation. Yashwant sir, to you.
Thank you very much, Prasanna. Excellent insight you have shared, and Nina ma'am. So I'll go to Facebook and YouTube. There are a lot of appreciations and questions coming from YouTube and Facebook. First of all the viewers who are there active and participating in discussion, I would like to thank them. Arumugam, Arasan, Satyam Tanwar sir, thank you very much. Sandeep Bidwai, thank you very much. Rajesh Dubey, thank you for appreciating our this session. Purnima Kanojia ma'am, thank you. She was our speaker last time. Then Thanga Pandian, thank you very much, Thanga. Verma ICS, sir, our core team member. Sir, thank you very much for appreciation and questions. Subhani Sayyed, thank you very much. Rohit Vilankar and Babu Srivasan. These are the people who have appreciated the session. They have got good insight. One question from Subhani Sayyed, which are the countries operating in Nigeria? I think which are the companies operating in Nigeria, he would like to ask. By mistake is countries, and what is their market size? So far, I think Subhani sir has already mentioned GSK, Pfizer, Novartis, Roche, and Sanofi. These are the multinational companies which are operating. Apart from this, May and Baker, which is the local company in Nigeria, is also there, right, sir? Is there some insight you want to share?
Perfect. I think if the person is wanting to know about the Indian companies, so there are a lot of Indian companies which are working, like Ctd is working, Ranbaxy is there. A lot of other Indian companies are there. You know, I was the general secretary for IPMIN, which is Indian Pharmaceutical Manufacturers and Importers in Nigeria. So we had members which were about 33. So almost like 50 Indian companies are there in Nigeria, who are operating at different levels. Some have their own subsidiaries, like Ranbaxy is having its own factory also. Micro is there, which is doing very, very well. And they are also coming up with their own factory now. They are planning to have a factory. Cadila is there, which they don't have the factory, but they have the office and warehouse. So there are a lot of Indian companies which are there.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Senthilnathan, thank you very much, has asked one question. He wants to know, what about the chances of neuropsychiatry product in Nigeria?
Good question and a good insight. Neuropsychiatry is a specialized There are 3 neuropsychiatry hospitals in Nigeria, which are the teaching hospitals type of means. Like here in India, we call them medical colleges. So there are 3 of them in Nigeria.
Okay.
But coming to the scope, again, they still follow some of the old regiments. So the new regiments to come up, I had an opportunity to work in neuropsychiatry with Torrent in Nigeria. Torrent was with us and we were marketing for Torrent. So we were doing a lot of promotion. But if you ask me frankly, the amount of promotion done and the amount of results doesn't match each other. Means, you have to do a lot of groundwork to get very little of prescriptions. So I would say it is a 50-50 thing. One has to weigh their own, how they want to do it. Because neuropsychiatry has a very few doctors, and the efforts taken are much more than what the prescriptions are.
Right. Sir, one more question coming from Kushagra Mathur, saying, sir, he just want to know how is the promotional activities of pharma companies in Nigeria? They also conduct CMEs, campaigns, camps, or only meeting the doctors?
No. The promotional, fortunately, it is because of Indians only, Indian companies. Okay. It is absolutely similar what we have in India.
Wow.
Okay. But, we Indians, apart from having given good things, some, some bad elements, bad things also have been introduced, which is, like sponsoring doctors and all that. That also has started now. So everything that is there in India, you can replicate or carbon copy it in Nigeria.
And no government guidelines or restriction on pharma company investing on doctors, or any restrictions? Are there guidelines?
No, there are no guidelines for investing, but there are guidelines for prescription. Some of the products which are available in the government stores, they cannot prescribe by brand name. They have to prescribe by the generic.
Okay. Right, sir.
I would just like to add, since we're talking about marketing, the collaterals, your LBLs and other things, the marketing collaterals, they have to get approved by NAFDAC.
Okay.
So that is one important thing. And I think recently they have also updated that your medical rep, your field force, they're trying to have as many as pharmacies as possible. They're still trying, they're talking. Let's see how it moves ahead.
Let me put it this way, right now the representatives are science graduates, arts graduate, commerce graduate, or sometimes they are not even graduates. So, now what we are trying to do is to have more of pharmacists, because pharmacists see it as an opportunity lost. So they are putting pressure on the government to have that job exclusively for them. But I don't think it will be possible. What they are trying now to do is to register them under PCN, Pharmacist Council of Nigeria, which is, again a regulatory body like NAFDAC. So they will register all the, medical reps, like, in the banking sector. So it will make, job very easy for the companies, because many of these reps, they run away with the products, they run away with the money. So all that is there. So I think it is a good step if it happens.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. One more question coming is regarding Indians as a doctor, as a pharma professional. Are there Indians? If they are, what is the ratio of Indians, healthcare professionals and Indians in pharma?
Healthcare professionals are there, but they are very few.
Okay.
They are very few. Earlier days, some of the medical colleges had their HODs and professors who were Indians. Like the oldest of the universities, UCH Ibadan, University Teaching Hospital Ibadan, had Indian professors. But nowadays you don't find them too often. Very small number is available. So that is there are hospitals also which are run by Indians.
Wow.
But yeah, even this our hospital, what is it known as? The medical college, the private one in India, they have their subsidiary there in Nigeria.
Right.
I'm forgetting the name, it slipped off my mind.
Manipal.
Yeah,
Manipal.
Vedic Life Sciences. They have Vedic Life Sciences there in Nigeria. So Manipal's branch is there, subsidiary is there. There are a few more, but they are not very. But in terms of pharma professionals, you find a lot of them. Even Nigerian companies are keeping a lot of Indian professionals, Indian consultants. And the Indian, so-called Indian companies who are actually Nigerian companies but owned by Indians, they definitely keep Indian pharma professionals.
Right.
So Indians have a lot of scope in pharma as far as Nigeria is concerned.
Yes. As one question from Bhavik Patil, I see, sir. He says that there are many Indian companies who are operating as a B2B business, having some of the companies there and sending the goods to them. Is there any Indian company having own team, own field force in Nigeria?
Yeah, a lot of them. Of them. Cadila is there, Micro is there, and Maxi is there.
Okay.
So,
so their own team is there.
They have their own team. Earlier, Cipla used to have. Cipla has closed down operations in Africa except for South Africa.
Right.
Earlier, Cipla also used to have. So there are a lot of Indian companies which are having, their own field force.
True,
and that is the best way to do it. That is the best way, best method.
True, sir. Thank you very much, sir. A lot of insights we have got, an overview of Nigeria market and the opportunities. This is it from the YouTube and Facebook questions. Over to Praveen. If you are having some question, you can ask. Praveen.
Sir, now the question is especially for all viewers, because since 1 hour, people are listening and doing this session. So the first thing always comes with the training and trainers. What is my benefit? We have listened, we have got so many information about regulatory and market. What is my benefit? So viewers' benefit is always about job opportunity for Nigeria. Hope my voice is clear.
Yes,
job
clear.
Opportunity in Nigeria for Indians. So we can talk about which type of approach should be for which company are keeping as a freshers, country manager or sales manager or medical representative, hiring from India, keeping in Nigeria. So this information can be shared by Ninaji as well as Prasenjit sir. Prasenjit sir, definitely it's come through you because you are in sales and marketing for longer time. So we would like to know, and of course, if many plants are there for different companies, so not only for sales and marketeers, means any chances to get job for quality assurance, quality control, as well as HR function in Nigeria for India, please.
I think a good question, and I think there are a lot of Indians, in fact, in Nigeria, especially in the pharmaceutical industry, from at all levels, except for the basic medical rep level. There are no Indian medical reps in Nigeria, and they will not allow also. But what we do is, we, in Nigeria, we take them as managers. But they work as senior medical reps or glorified medical reps as area managers. So there are such positions there in Nigeria. Apart from there, you have sales managers, product managers, general managers, a lot of them. In fact, as you go up, you find more Indians. There will be more number of general managers in Nigeria than, area manager or regional manager. I'm talking about Indians. Similarly, in factory levels, there will be more factory managers. There will be more production managers. There will be more production pharmacists than Indians at a lower level. So as you move higher in the category, even in accounts is another section where you have almost 90% Indians in any company, not even pharmaceutical. In any companies, they prefer Indian accountants to any other accountants. They prefer Indian general managers to any other general managers. So, the reason behind is we are more into multitasking than Nigerians. And that helps them to, do some justice on the front of, expenses. So the return on investment is much higher when an Indian man joins at a top level. So you have a lot of, such sales managers, general managers, product managers, marketing managers in Nigeria, both in Indian companies in Nigeria, Indian companies going to Nigeria, and Nigerian companies all have Indian. There are a lot of Indian CEOs in Nigerian companies. Like Evans, a classic example, has an Indian CEO. Similarly, there are a lot of others. There's a company known as Java, which has all the top Indian management. Ranbaxy has all the top Indian managers. So, you have a lot of Indian managers there. Micro has Indian managers. Then Emzor, a local company, has a lot of Indian managers. Fitson has a lot of Indian managers. So they believe the Indians will do much more justice. And I think this is also a responsibility for all the Indians, that when they go there, they should behave properly. They should be honest, and they should leave this, this reputation like what it is. They believe Indians are very good, and we should continue with that image. It's a responsibility given by our predecessors, which has been passed on to us. If they have maintained that reputation, we should continue so that it helps our next generations to secure job in Nigeria.
Great, sir.
Right.
Means we should believe that
each to add for the benefit of audience. I have worked in East Africa. I was based in Africa, East Africa, like Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda. Sometime in East Africa, you find difficult to get your work permit. There is some restrictions coming up, right? But we are not having at the moment these restrictions in Nigeria. So it's a good opportunity for Indian expats to who are interested, who wants to establish their career in international business in Africa. They can start from Nigeria also. And as rightly said by Prasenjit sir, Indian expats, the executives and CEO, they are very well accepted and respected both. So it is onus on us to deliver well.
Yeah, because there have been instances of 1 or 2 cases going, haywire, where they have tried to, make some money out of the system and all that, which should not be the case. I think that is very important, and that should be maintained.
Keeping the censor word, like each Indian should be treated as a litmus paper test. Once test failed means people will think something different.
Right.
So thank you so much for this session. I'll hand over to Yashwant sir for the final words. And it was really good learning with regulatory as well as market, job opportunity about Nigeria. I'll update my CV very soon and I'll share to you both.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Praveen, Nina, ma'am, Prasanjita, Arpan. Really insightful, and we were also not knowing, because just like South Africa is very, very renowned country, everyone
True.
knows. Nigeria having so much market potential, no one is aware about Indian marketers. It is good insight we have got, and is equal to South Africa, we can say, in the market potential and geography, and also the market size and population. So good learning from us, really, really good learning. And Indian marketers who are very keen to explore their opportunities in Nigeria, they can definitely contact you people and explore the possibilities. Over to Arpan for the final remarks.
Thank you so much, Yashwant sir. It was really a very insightful presentation by both our speakers, Mr. Prasenjit Banerjee and Ms. Nina Singhal. So in fact, people who are wannabe entrepreneurs and want to explore Africa, Nigeria, I think this session was really encouraging for them. At the same time, there was some word of cautions which were told by Prasenjit sir, and these are things the entrepreneurs or the wannabes, they should adhere to be on the safer side. It was a great moderation from your side, Yashwant sir, as usual, and Praveen sir, you just rock. So as customary, we generally end a LPC session with a story. So today's story goes like this. There lived a king in India who had everything in life, but the only thing that was probably missing from his repertoire was that he was childless. So he visited every place possible from whom he could get the blessings of becoming a father, but unfortunately he could not. One day, a tantric, we all know who a tantric is. A tantric approached his court and said that, Your Majesty, I have a way in which you can become a father. The king heard his words and got very excited and said, I can do anything possible under the sky to become a father. So the tantric said that I can assure you of being a father to a child if you can sacrifice a child. So the king was basically totally in this mood of becoming a father, that he put a big message around his kingdom that any person who is willing to give his child for sacrifice will be given a lot of wealth that he or she does not need to work for the rest of the life. So in this kingdom, there lived a poor couple who had 5 children. In fact, they thought of sacrificing their youngest child because this child did nothing excepting praying to the Almighty all the time. So they thought that since this boy does nothing, the child does nothing, let us sacrifice this child, because at least his sacrifice will give us abundant wealth for the rest of our lives. So this youngest child was offered to the king for sacrifice. And when the day came, when this religious ceremony, if I can call this, was to be done, the child was asked by the king about his last wish. The child said that I just want a big bag of sand. The king got very surprised, but why do you need it? He said that that's my last wish. I need a big bag of sand. So the king immediately asked his people to get a big bag of sand. And the boy sat down with the sandbag and made 4 sand dunes on the 4 corners. Looking at each of the sand dune, he first broke the first sand dune. Looking at the second, he broke the second one as well. Then he stared at the third sand dune and he broke that. The king said why did you break the sand dunes? When you made it, then why did you break it? He said, the first sand dune is for my parents. Their responsibility was to protect me, but they didn't, so I broke it. The second sand dune stood for my relatives and friends. They could have advised my parents to stop them from offering me as a sacrifice, but since they did not, I also broke it. King asked, what about the third? The boy said, the third stands for my king. As a king, his responsibility is to provide the safety of the people in his kingdom. But the king also did not do that. So I broke this as well. Then the king asked, what about the fourth? Why didn't you break it? The child said, the fourth is my Almighty. I didn't break it because I'm very sure that my Almighty is going to protect me. So the king was astonished with this superb answer, with this brave answer of the child, and said that, I think you have opened my eyes. I was absolutely blindfolded by the thought that if I sacrifice a child, I'll become a father. It may not work as well, but I think I have got my child. So the king said that you are the child that I was looking for. I will not only adopt you, but I will also make you the prince of my kingdom, so that after me, you will become the king of this kingdom. So friends, in life, we also run into bad weather, making us lose confidence in our ability and belief in the Almighty. Every phase in life is transient, including our sorrows and sufferings. They too shall pass. Just have faith. It can move mountains. So this was the story that I had today, because we have all passed through a very challenging pandemic in the last 2 years. And it was resilience, belief in our ability and the capability, upskilling and reskilling that we all did. And LPC played a very big part in that. And that has been something that has steered us towards a sky which is almost cloudless. And that is going to take us into a new realm in our career. And let us keep faith in Almighty and belief in our ability. And this is going to take us all forward. So thank you so much, LPC, for such a wonderful session for the global platform. Thank you so much, Imagica Health, for being a constant support partner for our knowledge sharing endeavor. Thank you so much, audience, for being a part of our journey, which has touched 2 years, completed 2 years, in fact. And at the same time, a small request from my side that we are still not over with COVID. So let us please maintain the COVID appropriate behaviors of SMS, sanitization, mask, and social distancing, as well as a V, that is vaccination. So this will definitely make us conquer the pandemic. It is summertime, so let us spare a little moment to spare some water for the birds and animals that are on the road. They also need it. And let us keep our environment clean and green. So thank you, everybody, for such a wonderful session. This is Arpan Kumar Paul, wishing goodbye to all of you with a promise of reconnecting with you next Sunday at 11 o'clock with a new set of speakers, a new set of thoughts, and a new set of knowledge sharing. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Arpan. Thank you very much for your thoughts.
Sunday.
I would like to go to Prasenjit Da for his feedback on our platform, how he find this, and a key message by Prasenjit Da to all the Indian pharmaceutical marketer who are keen to explore the market. Prasenjit Da, your key message to them, parting remarks.
The forum is very, very innovative and very informative, I would say. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised by the overall presentation.
Thank you.
It's really good. As far as people who want to explore Nigeria, do explore it, but with a word of caution. Do take advice from people who have been there or who are there. Do take people in your team who know Nigeria very well, in and out. Because a new person may go by statistics, go by reports. It's a highly data deprived market. Don't believe on reports. Reports can go, haywire, like, WhatsApp messages. Sometimes they can be real, mess ups.
True.
Be very careful when you are entering Nigeria. It's a good market. It's a very useful market. It is a good portfolio to add. If you're not there today, then you will miss it tomorrow, because tomorrow is definitely going to be African continent, and it will be African business, but with a word of caution. That
Thank
is
you, sir.
all
Thank you
from
very
my side.
much. Thank you very much for once again for accepting our invite and coming to LPC. We look forward for you in future also with some more topics, with some more
Sure.
insights. Thank you
Sure.
very much. Now I'll
Sure.
go to Nina ma'am. Ma'am, thank you very much. You're always there with us. That is what it delights us with different topics in different forum. Even physically also you can. So thank you very much. A brief closing remarks from your side. Nina ma'am.
I'm actually very grateful to LPC platform. It gives me an opportunity to share knowledge. At the same time, it also gives me an opportunity to learn from the industry expert. It is a wonderful way to connect with colleagues and learn from them. It is very motivating. Coming to Nigeria market, yes, I can highlight again, it is one of the biggest market. Yet a lot of things are untapped. There is a lot of opportunities. Indian companies can come and explore with word of caution. Again, there are many do's and don'ts which we need to follow. We need to take some precautionary action. And if we have some expert with us as a hand holding, it will definitely make their journey a little more worthwhile, and they can get best out of this market. So once again, thank you so much, and looking forward to connect with you again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So nice of you. Now, Praveen, thank you very much for coordinating entire event and ensuring the speakers to come. So, closing remarks from Praveen.
Thank you everyone once again, and it's really pleasure to be the part of LPC. And I feel I have completed almost 2 years from my first session up to 112 episode. In each episode, definitely we have learned something either for personal or professional growth, which I have implemented, and I wish to say for others also to learn and implement for personal as well as professional growth. LPC is a such platform where we are getting different part of the world, the people who are talking some of our geographical, domestical, and well as professional things, which definitely can be explored and can be learned at home. So thank you so much once again for everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. It was a nice interaction, a lot of learning, and we would like to thank all the viewers for their active participation, sharing their learnings and questions. Keep on sharing and encouraging us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good day.
So
Good
much.
day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So with your permission, can we conclude this meeting?
Yes.
Okay. So from here now, I'm ending this meeting. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Yeah.